Hi, my name is Jared Fossen. I am a technology integration specialist for the Utah Education Network. And what that means is I provide trainings and courses for teachers throughout the state of Utah, K through 12 teachers, that will provide them with pedagogy as well as training on using specific technology tools and how to best do that. And and we do that for K through 12 teachers throughout the entire state of Utah. So we have some really remote areas that we work with as well as the urban areas as well. So I want to reflect on this whole ISTE certification process. And in going through it, I really had to look at what I was doing and kind of check myself and see if the trainings, if the courses that I was providing were really up to what they needed to be. And in some cases, they weren't. But what I did overall, and I think the biggest change that I did was I added the ISTE standards into every course and training that I do. And so whatever it is, whatever activity we're doing, whatever we're talking about can be linked to an ISTE standard or indicator. And that really, that took a lot of work to do that. I had to, in some cases, revamp curriculum, change assignments, change activities to make sure that they, fit the ISTE standards and what we're doing. But overall, I think it was a great process. If as a classroom teacher, when I would prepare lesson plans, I'm a social studies teacher by nature, I always had to link those to the Utah core standards. As a technology trainer, like everything that we do should be linked to some standard. And so now, after going through this process, I really saw the value in tying everything that I'm doing to the ISTE standards. As far as moving forward, I think one of the big things for me was that, what's your purpose in doing something? Is it because, hey, there's this really neat, cool tool that you can be using, or is it, here's my learning objective, how can I best meet that, and what is the technology piece that fits best with that? There's tons of formative assessment tools, there's tons of apps, there's tons of everything technology wise. How do I decide which one is the best for what I'm doing? And then I think the next process there is, how do I then, after I've picked this tool, how do I then elevate the use of technology? In some cases, depending on my learning objective, just doing something simple like using a word processor might be fine. But if I really want to get the most out of the technology that I can, after I've picked the tool, or maybe because I picked the tool, do I want to use collaboration tools that allow students to, work together on things? How can I really elevate the use of technology? And so that's really, been the key thing for me in this whole process, is tying things to the standards, as well as picking the right technology tool, as well as elevating the use of technology. And to me, that's the whole key piece with educational technology, is getting the most out of it that you can and really leveraging it. Because if what I can do, if I can just write something with a pencil and that's sufficient, then why do I then need to use technology for that, as long as I'm meeting my objective? And so I think the whole key is making sure that your learning objectives are what you want them to be. And for me, that really has been framed around the ISTE standards because of going through this training and process. There were some things that I didn't have with artifacts. Like I didn't have a whole lot on digital citizenship. And so I had to really build a whole course framed around the ISTE standards. And, this took a lot of work, but overall it was really good for me, because now we have this brand new digital citizenship course that is framed completely around the ISTE standards. And teachers not only are going to learn the standards and start putting them into practice with their students, but they're creating something that they can use with their students. And so that's just an example. You'll get to look at the other artifacts that I've been able to build But overall, this has been a great learning process for me. Thank you.